Hello humans, this is Random Guy and welcome to the Random Channel. Today I'm going to be giving my opinions on yet another anime. This time we have the helpful fox Senko-san. And this show is very different from anything I've seen. This show is very interesting. It was when it came out and they were talking about it, just like, oh, this is something new. I was like, yeah, it looks a bit different, but I doubt it's anything special, just regular fox girls doing this and that. But then I started watching the show. It was very different from anything I generally watch. It was really intriguing. The story of the show is basically a guy is working for a black company. Black company is basically these exploitatory companies in Japan where they make people do overtime without any extra money, and they put stress on people constantly to just grind more hours to get more profit for the company, not for themselves, for the company. And those are basically these exploratory companies. So he works there and he constantly gets burdened by work, because of which he is like oozing darkness. Supposedly it's not darkness, like negative emotions taking form in IRL. And because of which a goddess, a fox goddess comes down, which looks like a child but actually 800 years old, comes down from, like, I don't know, fox heaven or something. And then she lives with him, and then just does stuff for him, like cooking, cleaning, shoulder massage or something like that, just pampering him like a mother or something. So that's what the show is like. But the show is really interesting. So let's go over the good and bad points of the show. There's not many bad points of the show, but the good ones are certainly there. First of all, the show, this is not even a very good point to be talking about, but this is something I noticed. Was when I started the first episode, I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this Tokyo Ghoul? The first scene of the show looks like Tokyo Ghoul for some reason. As I said, it's not exactly a good point to bring up, but it's just something I noticed, so I just wanted to talk about it. And the first cinematic that shows up when you start the show it looks like Tokyo Ghoul for some reason. Tokyo Ghoul season 1. So I thought, why the fuck do I have like Tokyo Ghoul season 1 that I'm watching accidentally or something? In the show they show at least 3 fox girls, and all of them are like hella cute. All right, they have their different aspects of it, but the motherly feel that the show gives you is a different sort of thing that you generally don't expect from shows like these. You generally expect like cute or like sexy or something along those lines, but you don't expect a motherly feel from a show about fox girls, gods. This show has the most absurd things sometimes. Like there's literally an ear cleaning section where like it's almost like ASMR, because like she's cleaning her ear and then you can hear the fucking ear cleaning. This show will give you the weirdest fucking boners you've ever had. That sort of stuff is something absolutely absurd. Another thing is that the show has nothing special to offer. There's no main character being OP. There's nothing of the main character showing like some extraordinary skills. It's literally just a run-of-the-mill average guy who's like in his late 20s or something, 25, 26, whatever. And then he just goes to work, gets fucked up at work, comes back home, gets pampered by the fox girl. That's what the show is. It's a simple slice of life show with little to no fancy stuff. Obviously, there's a fox goddess, so it's a little bit of fantasy. But there's nothing much that happens that, would go like, oh, wow, that's magic and stuff. A little bit of it is there, but that's minimalistic. At the end of every episode, there's a POV segment so that you can it's like you just feel like you're the main character or something like that, and you would come home and then just get pampered by the cute ass fox goddess. The way she speaks and everything, it's really cute. The opening and the ending are both cute because she's in it. But it's all around just massive ball of fucking cuteness and everything. The main character is a man of culture, by the way, who likes to touch her ears and tail. So I can appreciate that at least. Um, it's got excuse me. It's got everyday, IRL stuff that you do every single day. You take a leave and you go to the beach or something, or every single like small stuff that happens every day, or like anything that would normally bum you out. That sort of stuff is always, existent in the show. Even, later on, they're going to show it in the manga and everything. I'm not sure about the situation of the manga, but I haven't looked it up if it's like existent or this is made from a light novel or something. I'll look it up eventually. That's another thing that the thing was in this show was romance. The main character and the fox goddess. And the romance was like extremely subtle. Generally these things really piss me off in like a regular show where like the romance is too subtle, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking weak. Like, why would you, put that in there? Even just remove the romance aspect completely if you want to be that fucking timid about it. But in this show, it's actually very well done. It just looks and feels amazing. Like the main character's relationship, as it develops, they both develop feelings for each other. Then they develop, they recall their past and the present, and then look forward to the future. Very subtle romance aspect of the show, which just looks amazing. There's a little bit of comedy here and there, and that's always cute. Because they always, just do cute stuff with, lolly fox goddesses. What else do you need? The show doesn't have much in the, name of fan service, but, I always bring that up. And this show doesn't need fan service just yet, at least. Maybe in the future it might need some fan service, so, you can keep the interest a bit more and you can understand the relationship a bit more as well. But at the moment it is not that much needed, and the only reason I even bring it up because they introduce one or two characters. There's one fox goddess who's like, she's really upfront about all that sexual stuff. Because of that, the only reason I bring up fan service, and they only properly show her for like one episode and a little bit of it, so it's nothing just like too out there. Because they introduced fan service, I'm like, okay, now if you're going to introduce fan service, do it properly. There's very little fan service. You should have never included it if you didn't want to carry forward with it, at least for now. And other thing that I wish the relationship was a bit more explored. While the relationship between the main character and the main heroine is like is done quite well, it's just not up there just yet. It's like I would like to see the relationship flourish more. I would like to see them together as a couple, rather than what the show portrays them as, just like a client and just their fox goddess. And while the show does go into the romance aspect a little bit, as I said, and the ending is like a bit wholesome, but I wish their relationship was just a tad bit more in detail explored, instead of just skimming over the surface. So I will look up the manga, as I'm gonna read it because I think the show is interesting, and I doubt there's going to be another season, because these type of shows never have another season generally, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I will give this show like a 8 out of 10. It's slice of life, which instantly drops the point for me a little bit, because I generally don't enjoy slice of life. I enjoyed this one, but I generally don't. So because of that, it's just not there. It's like slice of life exists, so instant points reduce a little bit, because you gotta be really interested in the show to enjoy it. If it's slice of life, is generally not that good. Slice of life shows are generally just absurd. They're just not up there. Other than that, it's just overall a good show. So I would give it an 8 out of 10 in the slice of life genre. So yeah, I doubt I will ever find a 10 out of 10 slice of life, but there could possibly a show that exists already, or a show that might show up in the future. But there's always room for development. So thank you so much for watching, and there's a link in the description to my Twitter. Go follow me there. There's also a link to my Dtube account. That's where I play hentai games. You can check those out. So bye bye.